Hi there, Janet Fitz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 31 Days of Cutfiles. Today is day 5, and the cut file we have today is this gorgeous stack of gifts. And I decided to go Christmassy with this one. You could certainly use it for birthdays. You could use it for maybe a stack of wedding gifts. You could use it for anything that you've got gifts for or packages for. It is a bit of a complex cut file to back, just kind of figuring out where the bows and the ribbon would be. And so it did take me a little bit of time to back it. I don't make you sit through watching all of it, but I did want to mention that I took the extra time to back it in layers. So I did all of the ribbons and bows first, and then I did the packages so that I wouldn't have to cut out all of the individual squares for the packages. So, you know, get that foreground layer done before you try and do the background, because then you don't have to necessarily cut every single square for the packages. Like the box top and the bottom of the box is all one piece, the way that I did it, to keep it kind of simple. I also just ended up gluing it because not all of the lines in this attach to one another. So I just ended up putting a little liquid glue and attaching it to my back paper that I wanted to back it with, and then I cut it out rather than trying to trace it or something like that. So I had a hard time figuring out what paper I wanted to put this on, and I ended up with this 49 and Market, I think it's called Perennial paper. I'm not even sure where I got it. It was probably a one-off that I got at my local shop before they closed. And it's got these leaves on the right-hand side, but I wanted to change those into a Christmassy type of leaf. So I have this stamp from, I believe it's Stampendous. It's been in my stash for a very, very long time, so it's not something that is currently available that I'm aware of, but I have it, this stamp of holly leaves and holly berries. And so what I did was I inked up the berries and the leaves. This is the only time I actually ink up the berries. I used some cranberry fizz, but I didn't go really heavy-handed in with it because I thought maybe I was going to get it in my green. So I decided just to do all the greenery first and worry about the red later. So I'm using 3 different Catherine Pooler inks. I'm using sage, eucalyptus, and matcha. So that the darkest one is the eucalyptus. The middle one that I'm stamping currently, or actually that was eucalyptus also. The middle toned one is sage, and then I'm going to go back in with the matcha, which is the oval stamp pad on the left-hand side. And I'm going to stamp a little bit of that, and it's going to be closer to the green that's in the background behind the gifts. And so I'm layering those up. I really like how that's coming together. It's definitely reading Christmas vibes to me. And I am grateful for that because that was the look I was going for. The photo I have is a picture of my son and his girlfriend and their dog Momo. And this is on Christmas morning. Behind them is a stack of gifts as well as our Christmas stockings. And so I wanted to go ahead and document that. I do have other pictures from the day. I'll probably do a double page where I get all of them on a double page, but I thought this one was super cute of the 3 of them. And so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So now I'm actually using the matcha colored ink, which is definitely the lighter of the 3. And I'm liking the added color that it brings to the page and the fullness of the leaves that it adds. I do decide not to go back in with any of the red because I'm also going to layer up some laser cut pieces on top of these holly leaves that I've just stamped. So I've got a bin of a couple of different 49 and Market collections. I think one is Christmas Spectacular. The other one, I don't remember the name of it, but they're all in this one box that I have. And I'm pulling out the pieces with the leaves, and I'm going to layer those over the top of the leaves that I've just created, just to give even more interest. And I'm going to use the word believe. I actually kind of on camera like the one that says merriest. even better, but I don't know. I ended up going with the green because I've got a lot of green going on already, and I just wanted to pull more in on that on the green color scheme. But I do really like the one that said merriest. So I did try this black one. I didn't like it as much, but I'm going to leave it as it is with the green one and just go with that. And then I decided to pull in a few black elements. I'm going to pull in this black doily. I'm going to pull in the little label that says Merry Christmas. And I think that was one of the reasons I didn't choose merriest, because I already have this other piece that says Merry Christmas. So I thought it was weird, Merry Christmas merriest. I don't know. It just seemed weird. And then I'm going to add this other little green one, black one to the upper right here. I kind of went back and forth on whether I was going to use ho, 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 or I think the other one says remember forever or something like that. So yeah, I played around with those, and I'm going to add that just to give some black to this layout. And then I'm going to use my tiny attacher to attach the piece that says all that glitters, I don't know, the piece that's over the edge of the photograph. It might seem weird, I don't remember these things, but it's been a few days since I created this, and I've created a few more since then. Since I've got to have a layout for every day, it's not something that is still in my mind. And my screen is super tiny, so I cannot see it in my screen. So my apologies for that. I am popping up these holly pieces onto some really thin foam tape just to give a little added dimension. I really like the way that that looks as well. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. While I do that, don't forget to check out MK's channel and see what she is doing with today's stack of packages and gifts, and go and leave her a little bit of love. I am really, really enjoying what everyone is doing with their cut files. If you purchased the digital or physical cut files, thank you so much for supporting us in that and playing along. I've really, really, again, been enjoying seeing how everybody is using all of the cut files. So if you are someone who doesn't mind sharing on social media, and you can drop it in one of our Facebook groups or tag us, that's awesome too. So that's super fun. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down, just using my liquid glue not my liquid glue, my tape runner for most of it, and then some dimensional pieces. I did use my tiny attacher on the two ends of that Merry Christmas label, and then I put a little foam tape under it to adhere it down, because obviously my tiny attacher does not reach to the middle of my page. There is a way to do that, but I didn't do that today. I just decided to put the staples in and then glue it down. And because there are staples in it, it needed a little added support with some dimensional adhesive behind it. So I did cut this dimensional adhesive I have is it's circles, they're dots, but they're really kind of on the large size. So I kind of cut them in half so that they would fit behind the holly pieces and my little labels there. And it's working out just fine. And I'm also using all of the bits from around the outside of the circles. I feel like this is, something that you don't really waste. You just use all of the extra bits and pieces, and don't throw away the pieces once you've used all the circles in the middle, because it's still totally useful, and it would be kind of wasteful and useless to throw it away. So yeah, just using all of those bits and pieces. And then I'm just going to add a little cluster down here to the bottom right hand corner to kind of finish off my little stamped areas with a little 3D embellishment. And I'm liking how that's looking. I like the little red that it's added to the 3 areas that have the berries in it. And I'm fine with that bottom one not having really any additional red or anything like that, keeping it very simple, because those other areas are my main clusters. And then I'm going to add some flat back gems in red, silver, and I think the other ones are green that I add. And so I'm just doing a little triangle of each color in my cluster area of leaves. So not adding a whole bunch of other things to this. The stamping with the clusters and the cut file really do all of the work for me. I don't have to add a whole lot. I'm keeping the layers and the labels and all that kind of stuff very simple, just balancing out the black color with the 3 different black embellishments just to kind of keep the balance of the layout. And I'm liking how it's looking, and I hope that you do too. Close-ups are here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hit the thumbs up if you do, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. If you're wondering where all of that paper in the background came from, a lot of that is some LDRS Traveler's Notebook sized papers that are super old and have been in my stash for quite some time. So I just decided to cut those up and use them in the background. There's a couple other odds and ends of scraps, and that is pretty much it, you guys. Thanks again for spending time with me. I'll be back again tomorrow with another one, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.